So, Colonel, I hear you cry, this is all well and good, but are you actually making money at the moment? Well, I answer to you in that way that I so frequently do. Let's have a look. Economy and trade. So let's have a look. Today, is this today? No, this is from October the 1st through to today. We have earned 40,000, and we've imported 41,000. However, those imports are largely due to the construction that we've been doing, because obviously yes, we have, and all of that. So overall, let's have a look at last month. Last month we were down 60,000, but we did export 52,000 worth of business. So I'm faintly optimistic that we're more or less on an even keel here, if not on a keel that is slightly more than even. So far, it's actually going pretty well. The power plant has got coal for yonks, frankly. We're dishing out more from the enthusiastic workers at the poor quality coal mine, that's fine. The high quality coal mine, I say high quality, it's 13%. 15%, sorry, I've misjudged it, I've slighted it. It only has 16 workers, but it's kicking out some coal as well. And then when we go into the raw coal storage yard, we've got a tiny, tiny, tiny little amount in there. This is all jolly positive, and if you want to see something more positive, stick around. Right, we're going to build the next section of town, and, I say town, this one might be its own conurbation, but we're going to have to head out of Dangerfield here, and this central drag still causes me a little bit of concern, even though we don't have too many, what's the word I'm looking for, too many vehicles in operation at the present time. So I'm faintly optimistic that everything there will be absolutely fine. Now then, we're going to do a survey of the land here to see what's what, and I'm not entirely sure what's what at the moment. And in order to see what's what, we're going to make sure that we're not sat on some magical resources around here. So if there's an oil field here, for example, well then instead of planting crops, we'll gather the oil. But it doesn't look like there is. Hopefully you can make out these little red dots. If not, just take my word for it. There are little red dots. And we go, yeah, it's little red dots. We've also got this mountainside. Let's see if there's anything fun hidden under there. We'll go with iron. Any iron? Iron, lions, iron. A smidge. A minor, oh no, not a smidge. A ruddy great enormous amount of iron. Right there. Well, okay, well that can go that way. That's not going to interfere with my my fields caper. Okay, what about coal? Because obviously you can't do iron unless you've got a bit of coal to mix in the mix there to make it all super duper. No. And the iron field that I'm currently rocking is not exactly exuberant in the amount of oil that the coal that it has. Nope. No. Yes. Okay, well, we may need to go further afield to get the coal to go with the iron. The existing coal, I am not going to transport it up and yonder in order to service an iron mine. I want to keep that working purely on power. The iron mine in question can have coal from another resource. Right, okay, so we know that there's some iron that's going to use this bit. So we'll leave that alone, but we can work with this. Obviously gravel, I don't even need to look. There's gravel almost flipping everywhere. No, not gravel quarry. No, see, look, there's gravel everywhere, right? All I need is a rocky bit and bosh, gravel. So I'm less fussed about that, more fussed about the resources that only occur in one area. So let's get us some farming, food and crops. Now, last time, we kind of just boshed everything together a little bit, and I'm hoping that I can hold myself together sufficiently to bosh in a slightly more constructive fashion. So, as always, first job, get rid of the road. All right? Road. Not just randomly bulldoze it. Go and bulldoze that bit of grass. Okay. Maybe if we were to move in a little better, we'd find this easier. Yeah, okay. Bulldoze that bit of grass as well. Yeah. Show them who's boss. Show them what you're working with. Right. Okay. Yeah. And all of this. Yeah. Don't want it. Yeah. It's horrible. Yeah. Lovely. Okay. Good. Now this should represent so much land that we have way more than we need to get the job done. But we are going to want the land to be flat. Now, the only thing that occurs to me right now is, am I in range of my team? Hold on. That's in the range of the bank account. Oh, not in the range of the team. Well, I knew this moment would occur, and therefore I have a plan. We'll auto-build a bit of road. Keep it going straight for the moment. All right, so we'll bosh our way out to here. And then we'll luxuriously take this corner. I mean, as much as I just got rid of this bit of road, we're still working off this one bit of road. Yahonic! We'll call it something else in a moment. But Yahonic will certainly suffice for now. Get me the construction-related industry. Yes. 1 times construction office, please. Hold the left button to flatten. Flatten. All right. And then you can... Ooh, what? Water. Okay. Yeah, bang it in there, and then hook it up to the road, and then I shall perform my next magic trick. I mean, you say it's magic. It's genuinely not actually that magical. But we're working on the assumption that we have now largely done with these chaps at this area. So I want to change depot or workplace. If I can get both of these on the map, that'd be groovy. There you go. Off you are, and you're rolling. In fact, can I do this by pulling all of them up at once? Now, these chaps are going to take a little while to get there. That's that one, yeah. And this one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, peering over the bit that I'm working on. That's it, yeah, and that as well. Right, because I figure I can wait a couple of minutes for them to relocate, rather than just buying a whole fleet of new vehicles every time. We're going to need a petrol station anyway, so we'll stick that here. New depot, that one. Yes. Yeah. This, that, go. Thank you. Click once, click thing, click that. Thank you. That, this, you have it. This one, boom, kapow, etc. Here we go. See, I mean, I could just edit this out, but frankly, I find the level of commentary that I'm currently delivering to be, masterful. Right, almost there. Wait. Now you hit view when what you meant to do was hit activate or something. Go over there. Right, then after these lot have trundled down the road, we should then have sufficient armed forces to take care of business. Why are you not going? You decided... No, you are going. You still work for the Dangerfield Construction Office. So do you. So do you. This one's gone. Maybe we need to wait for this chap to clear the entrance, and then we can... yeah, okay. I'm going to assume that I've done them all. But what I want here more than anything else is to watch the parade. I mean, the Soviet Union is famed for its military parades, and here's just one of them. Watch yourself, pedestrian, lest you get bulldozed by my bulldozers and diggers and other paraphernalia. Now, I thought when I put this together that this road was flat. It's not, though, is it? It's not even close to being... It's not even in the same country as flat. It's an entirely different country. Anyway, those are going to take a minute or two to relocate. We'll get the garage built while we're... oh, look at this. Yeah, you built this on the mankiest land ever. But we're going to want to flatten all of this out so we've got lots of lovely usable thingamajigs that we can lovely usable. And that will help significantly. Give me a... what's it? That's the chap right there. We'll even put it opposite the construction yard. Hold to flatten. All right, I'll pay the money. I don't mind. You haven't really flattened that, though, have you? All right, do it this way. Up the tempo. Up the tempo. There you go. Flatten it to the road level. There you are. That's it. Go on. Yeah. That should be more than enough. Quite expensive, but it's okay. Right. In we go. Now, while we're... the other thing we'll do while we're waiting for these chaps is we'll bring out some more high power. Although, I think I've locked them all in here. If I had any sense, I would have done that with a switch. What have you done here? How have you done that? I didn't think that these transformers... That's not a transformer. That's a switch. That's a transformer. Okay, fine. They look different in the dark. Is the story that I'm sticking to. Right, keep coming this way. Alright, and a bit further. In fact, just keep coming this way. And no, actually stop coming this way. Stop about there. Then we want another switch, which we'll stick in here. No, we'll stick in there. Okay, and then run that along to the switch. Now, at some point, I'm going to run a bit... Hold on, where'd it go? Hold on. It's decided not to show up. Did it go need some flattening? Well, stick that in, and then we'll see if we've made it work or not. Thank you. Good. Right, and then we need a power transformer. You've not really left enough space for that, though, have you? No, unless we put it over here. Why would you want to do that? Just so that it works. Alright, okay, flatten it a bit. Bang that in. Whack this over there. Like that. Back it up. Medium voltage substation. Like this. And then we'll be in business. I'm even going to use these little tiddly wires for this one. There you are. Marvellous. Right, this is all juiced up, presumably. We've got some fuel in. That's good. We like to have the fuel ready to go. The parade is entering. We've got a bulldozer attempting an overtaking manoeuvre. This is bold. Yeah, it's not going to work. You've got a turning coming up there, Tiger. You're gonna want to hang on. I know the diggers aren't very fast, but that's by the by. You're all going the same place. So I mean, take your time. Honestly, it's that's a bit overzealous. In fact, that's what we're going to call this place. All right, rename. Overzealous. Right, save. Thank you. Right. There we are. Right, because obviously, if I give it a name, then it adopts the characteristics of whatever. So we'll do that. Now then, we've got some vehicles in position. We shall get our leveling tool out, and we shall build level to this bit of road right here. Now, before I do that, let's zoom out just a touch. Where did I say I was going to stick? Over there. Oh, this has got tons of space. Now, what I'm going to try and do is build in a logical order. So we want crops being developed at this end and then refined into other goods over at this side. So we want to go further away first. Much of this is fairly even ground-wise already. In fact, let's wireframe. As much as the wireframe it can do your head in if you stare at it for too long. This is coming along. That's good. Yeah, don't worry about the trees. That's fine. The trees that we planted not so long ago have all sprouted already, so that's good. The only thing that I'm uncertain of is whether our good comrades have seen fit to cut them down subsequently or not. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, you wouldn't want them cutting down your beautiful copse of trees. And I kind of go, no, quite the opposite. I planted them so that they had some more trees to chop down. So this is more about, have they seen fit to do what comes naturally, rather than go, no, the boss placed those. We must not touch them, lest he be vexed and send us all to Gulag. No Gulag for you. I want them chopped down so that we can plank them and make a bit of money exporting. Up the tempo. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous but true, but your terraforming is quick. No, go from there. That's it. Your terraforming is quicker if you up the tempo of the game. You know what? I don't know what I'm griping about. That makes complete sense. That's as it should be. The other way around would be unrealistic. And I perish the thought I ever do anything unrealistic. All right, let's keep it going. Because we've got fields to plant out here. We're going to need a lot of space. Because I've found that grain will actually respond reasonably well to really intensive farming. The only real limitation that you have is the number of vehicles that one farm can support. Come on. Look, I know there's more to do there, but that doesn't mean you should be taking your time about it. That means that, you know, bring out the more robust tools. In fact, let's try that. Oi, robust tools. Go faster. No, we're just driving around the place. That's his generic working voice there. All right, well, okay, we'll just do it like this then. Yes, keep it going. Yeah. This is all. How much space have I actually made so far? Not as much as I want, but enough to get started. We could stop doing this and get on with it, and then do a bit more afterwards. Just don't use this lot up. Okay, well, let's get our farm placed then, and that's going to be further out this way. There you go. And actually, if you ease it forward a bit, it does seem to provoke a greater level of urgency from your industrial machinery operatives. And lovely. Right. Bring all of this into line. What are you going to do about a train? Well, I think that's going to be the next project. So once we've got the farm up, before we delve into the mayhem that will undoubtedly come from setting up iron ore, I think the next objective has got to be get our train export route set up and the bus route to get students where they wish to be, which is probably the pub. But in this game, I'm going to chuck them at Communist Party headquarters and turn them into good little commies. Because, well, otherwise, why would I bother? So, I mean, the bus route itself, pretty simple. I don't anticipate workers using it too much. It's all about getting the students a college education, so that we don't run out of college-educated students, primarily. Right, I think we're about there. That's enough to be getting on with. Right, turn auto purchase back on, and then whack a road up the middle of it. All right, so what? You thinking like this? Yeah, I'm thinking exactly like that. Okay. And then you connect onto there. Right-click to flatten. It's flattened. Bosh. Right, okay, cool. Now then, we want our farm building. Farming. There we go. Agro farm. Now, we're going to think a little bit more wisely about warehousing than I have done historically. No, that's an exaggeration. I'm going to mention warehousing before we get too carried away. So if that's where I put the farm, good. Next, slow that down. Next we go for a livestock hall / range. Oh, interesting. Next we go for the grain silo. 800 tons of crops, good. So we would stick that next door, which keeps it moving forward. From there, we want to go into both the food factory and the not food factory into the Fellamilad, the slaughterhouse. So if we look at a warehouse here, lots of in and an equal number of out. Also, train opportunity. Now, if I'm thinking of running a train line through here, we may as well have the warehouse able to be used. So that means we need a bit of a rethink in terms of the path that we're going to take. So actually, I think we'll base everything off the location of the warehouse to begin with. And if that means sacrificing the road I just built, we'll sacrifice the road I just built. Right, warehouse. That has set in motion where the train line will go. And to demonstrate that has set in motion, it could mean anything. To demonstrate my commitment to the cause on this front, and I don't mean the Irish folk band, or whatever they want to describe them as. Do you want to go electrified? Yeah, it gives us the most choices for later, and I don't want to have to upgrade it. All right. Then we shall whack the train line in immediately. Right? It's going to be flashing a thing at us for a bit, but, you know, that's a life. right there. Okay, so with the warehouse in place, we can now hook up the other buildings to make sure that we've got the direct kind of warehouse connection. So if we go grain storage, then that works. Yeah, so does this, except, I mean, if we did this at an angle, we might get the farm in there, but you don't want the farm on the periphery. You want the farm kind of central to this kind of endeavour. So let's put that in here. There is a chance I'll have to redo this, and the smarter thing to do actually might be to turn off auto build and you know, only commit to auto building after I've decided that we've got things right. But I've never been one for taking a conservative view when it comes to the construction of things. Right, so the farm itself is going to have to go out here. I think we will need to forfeit the road, but we'll double check first. Agro farm. It's very aggro. No, the aggro farm will fit. Okay. Well, that's good then. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, in there? Any objections? No. Okay, right, smashing. So let's hook that up as well. Yeah, all right, one stage at a time. That's great. Now then, we next want the cattle market. And that's back up. No, kill that. Get this. Food and whatnot. Food and whatnot. Yes, the very same. Food, whatnot. Meat, livestock farm. Requires a croppage. Well, that's a good news. Then you've got the livestock haul/range, yeah, which we want. Then the slaughterhouse, then meat storage. Does the warehouse not store meat? Well, given that we've organised dedicated storage for you, I'm going to go with no. Okay, so if we plumb that in here, then it can get its grain from that area. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm doing my best to think this through. You know, there's numerous ways in which I could get this very wrong, and I expect I will be exploring at least two of those. But not just yet. So that's my livestock farm, an overzealous livestock farm. I don't know what overzealous livestock looks like, but I think you can probably use your imagination. A livestock hall attached to that. Ooh. Oh, hold on. No, the tooltip was getting in the way of what the possibilities are. So we'll stick the hall right alongside the rail line there. Get it nice and close. There you go. Now, because I've pre-flattened all this, we shouldn't have any arguments between the various different the various different buildings when I try and connect them up together, right? And then from there, that's what? Cattle storage to the laughter house. Food and crops. Laughter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Unless, hold on, cold food meat storage. No, it doesn't have a rail connection, which is the only reason I might have wanted to spin this round the other way. Yep. And then meat storage just out here. Okay. I think we've got it, you know. I think this is going to work. How much does meat storage actually store? 75 tons. Well, that's not nothing. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Go. Right, connect up those last two. Now, obviously, this is not an insignificant investment we've made here. We have got open belts to connect to various different places. I know you say they're belts, they're not belts. But I've got nowhere else to put them right now. So we need to get some pathways out. Some may call them pathways. I am calling them pathways at the moment. And we're going to want, because obviously your grain silo is very prone to flash fires happening, and that can happen in quite an exciting fashion. Railway crossing is too close. Well, that we can't do anything about that. That might burn to the ground, in which case when I rebuild it, I'll basically spin it the other way so that the road is pointing towards the road. But at the moment, not a lot I can do. So we're just biding our time now, waiting for that to burn to the ground. So that's fine. Right. There we go. A bit more road infrastructure may be required in the future, but in the pres, we're golden with that. This is quite an exuberant setup. I like it. But that's your full-on agri-farming get-up there. Now, we could also, I say could, we're going to also, this is a lot we're building here, because we want to, we could put a distillery out the back of here, and that only needs crops as well. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Now, which end? Because if I stick it there, we're going to block that. Where's the warehouse? Where is the warehouse? This is the warehouse. Thank you. Okay. Well, in which case, this is going to be a bit odd, because you're going to want to do that and then cycle back round to go back into the warehouse with your completed alcohol. Now, you can't make your little forklift routes. That one I definitely should have pre-placed using a mock-up. Go on, connect. 2 sharp turn. Knickers. Well, hold on. Let's try that. Too long. See? This doesn't make any sense, because I want my crops out. Oh, hold on. It does make sense. What you want is to get your crops out of the silo. Because the silo does have... No, it doesn't. The silo only has one exit. Well, then there's no way I can do this. You'd have to have a second warehouse. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is in entirely the wrong place. So that's wasted money. I know. Yeah, I know. There will be some of you saying, oh, well, you could have salvaged, you could have this and that, and what's it? No! I'm going to lay it out the way I want it laid out, and I've got an idea. Hold on. Right, so this warehouse, thank you. Well, what are you? Road cargo station. Yeah, not interested. Warehouse. We align the warehouse to there. We're not going to use this rail line. Go on, about there. Hold on. Please hold. I'm thinking. That's what that noise is. Yes, that's what that joke is. Very, very old indeed. So if I put the warehouse here and we grab the grain out of that, yep, and then put the distillery the other side, we might be able to route it back into... No, hold on. We take the grain out of here. These warehouses don't actually need to speak, do they? No, put the distillery in first. Unless I'm missing something that you'd thought of. I know it would be unusual, but it's possible. So you grab grain, stick a warehouse alongside that, but you want the warehouse to talk to the warehouse, because the second warehouse is the one with the alcohol in it. Oh, this is... Hold on, I've got another idea. Right, stuff having a second warehouse, we'll do it by truck. There you go. We'll keep the union happy. Right, bang that in there. Okay. Right, hold on. Now what? Well, doesn't fabric use grain as well, or chemicals or something? Yeah, we'll get that off the train later on. Oh, well, you know, you and your big talk about doing things properly. Hush. Right, that's in there like that, and everyone can just shut up, and that's how we're going to do it. Right, bit of road. We're going to need a level crossing like that. That's glorious. Stick that in there like that. Everything is groovy. Now, as you will notice, I have single track rail here. Yes, I will double track the rail because I plan on using more than one train when the need arises. And the need doesn't arise immediately. It will arise later. Okay, good. That feels pretty good to me. So we've got no power on the train, which is why we've got these power symbols. But we have got power connectivity available to get this, effigied. Effigied, really? Is that the word you're using? This is somewhat. So we're going to need to keep going along this way, probably like that, to stay out of the way of everything important. And I think I can see already that we're probably going to be relaying a fair chunk of this. Before you do that, however, pull it back and then let's talk to medium voltage. And what have we got open at the moment? We've got loads. All right, well, in that case, fling this over here, and we'll put a little friend of you and me out there somewhere. So go get as far as there, so it's on the right screen. Get one of those. We'll even give it road access because I'm feeling generous. Stick that in there. No, hold on. We hadn't got all of them under the cosh of the power there. Right, stick that in there. Grab the power, slap it onto that. Right, there you go. That'll do it. The lights have come on, but obviously nothing is happening because we've got no workers. Resources are poised. Resources are poised to be effective. And all we need to do now is build a town in order to make this work. And that's what we'll do next time. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm liking this-ish. A lot is going to hinge on how many fields I manage to lay out here in a relatively quick fashion. The garage is a little bit further away than is desirable. So I think a second fuel station in there would work quite nicely, although I do want to put a big tower block in there. You're just going to have to watch next time and see what happens. Subscribe to make sure you do not miss it, and I'll be back soon with more I've Been Colonel Failure, finding something to look at. Cheerio! Well, did I not say that we'd be doing crops this time? I did, and we have. Almost. I haven't put the fields in yet. But the astute amongst you will notice something's missing, and it takes me until after I finish the next episode to realise what's missing. So you'll get to just beat your face gently against the table until I come to the same realisation that you have. This is what you get when you record a whole bunch in one go and then go, oh, hold on. Now, obviously, if you haven't spotted it, don't feel like a lesser mortal or anything like that. No. There's plenty of opportunity for you to redeem yourself in the next episode. And you're going to want to make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss out on the opportunity to redeem yourself. Now do you?